Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in day 10 of Kubernetes series, today we are going to focus on Kubernetes CronJobs. So basically in simple words, we can say it is a built-in task scheduler of Kubernetes. So like we have seen in Linux and Windows systems, we have an option to schedule a task for a particular interval. So whenever the schedule hit, the task will automatically trigger. So the same concept here also we have with CronJobs. So here what you have to do basically, so this is the built-in task scheduler in Kubernetes which we can use, and basically the cron jobs don't do any task, they just schedule it. So in simple words, cron jobs are basically schedulers. The actual job is done by your jobs only. So for example, you define a schedule like run every day at 3 a.m. At that time, basically, cron jobs creates a job. It does not run the task itself. So cron jobs are our schedulers. They just schedule the jobs, but they don't do actual work. The actual work or actual task will be executed by Kubernetes jobs only. So the job runs your actual task. It started a pod, complete the task and retry if needed. So that this is the Kubernetes jobs we have already covered in detail in previous video. So in short and simple, cron jobs are our task scheduler in Kubernetes, which we can use to schedule our task. Like suppose we want to take a daily backup at any particular time, so we can use a cron job for that purpose basically. So now we should use a Kubernetes cron jobs. So scheduled task easily. You can run task automatically at fixed time, just like a Linux cron job. What inside the Kubernetes, as it is a built-in task scheduler of Kubernetes. Built-in retry and failure handling. So this is the feature the Kubernetes cron job have. If a job fails, Kubernetes will retry it automatically based on your configurations. Like you have defined, okay, multiple attempts, 3, 4, 5, whatever the number you have defined. So accordingly, it will, like if you have not set up any backup limits, basically, then it will continuously retry your jobs basically until it is not succeeded successfully. Another one we have is here is Kubernetes natives. So because this is the built-in part of Kubernetes cluster, so you don't need any external cron services for your task, or even you can save, like basically you don't do any manual activities as well. Efficient resource uses. So cron jobs only run when needed. When the task is finished, the pods are clean up and freeing resourcing. So basically they will consume the resources during the execution part. Once they execute it successfully, they will not consume your resources. So here we are saving our resources as well. Like basically we are not wasting our resources. So common use cases, automated backup. For this purpose we can use, like if we want to take a daily backup or hourly backup, for that purpose we can use cron jobs. Log cleanup, like our application basically generate multiple logs basically. So like if you store those logs, and it will basically consume your more disk space. So for that purpose we can use cron job. Report generations, health checks, data processing. So these are the use cases, few use cases basically, not all I have mentioned here, but these are the few use cases. For that purpose you can use a cron jobs. So in simple and short, cron jobs don't do actual work, they just create a job at particular time which we have defined in our configuration, and actual task or actual job will be done by your Kubernetes jobs only. Okay, now let's move to a demonstration part. So let me go to my GitHub, and here I have folder day 10. So this is the very simple cron job which we are going to see as part of our demonstration. So here what we are going to do, we are going to schedule a task every minute, so we can at least see in real time what is happening. And this is going to print this message: schedule task running at, and the date and time. Okay, and the another message we will get, task completed for this minute. So this is the message, basically simple message we are going to print. For that we are going to use a busybox as a Linux image, and all the other specifications are same which we have already seen in previous videos. So here are a few important things here. So restart policy on failure. So restart the pod if the container fail. So this is again a similar which we have already tested in a Kubernetes job part. Then here we are adding few more parameters. Successful job history limit. So here we can define a number like how many history you want to keep, job history basically. So here I have mentioned like 2 job history, successful job history basically we want to keep. So as mentioned, it is the last 2 successful job history. Then again one more parameter here we have failed job history limits. So here we have defined 1. So keep only the most recent failed job. And concurrent policy allow. What does it mean basically? So it will allow a new job to start even the previous job hasn't finished yet. So like at the same time you can see 2 maybe 3 jobs, concurrent jobs basically you can see. So let's open our Visual Studio Code. So here we will see a demonstration. Let me first copy the name here. So let me take a minute cronjob.yaml file, and let me create a new file here. Now let me copy the content. Let me save it. Okay. So now let me apply this file, kubectl apply -f and file name which is minute-cronjob.yaml. Now let's verify job, kubectl get jobs. Okay, typo, sorry, kubectl get jobs. So okay, we are getting no resources found in the default namespace. It means it is still creating the jobs because we have mentioned every 1 minute. So what we will do, we will use a watch flag here. Sorry, not here. Okay. So you can see 2 jobs are running. Why? Because we have mentioned here concurrent policy which is allow. So allow a new job to start even if the previous one hasn't finished. So that's why we can see these jobs. So here we can see if we verify the numbers here. Okay, actually they are the same. Sorry, my bad. So 291,98517, they are all the same. So you can see the one job is completed because we are getting here 1 out of 1 which is completed. So this is going to happen every minute. So every minute CronJob basically will create a new job and job create a new pod to print this message. If I will go and check here kubectl get pods, sorry, again typo, kubectl get pods. So here we have 1 pod. If I'll copy this pod and let's verify the log, kubectl logs and pod name. So here we can see scheduled task running at Monday 7th July, and this is the time we are getting. And here we are also getting another message, the task completed for this minute. So every minute basically until we will not cancel or delete this job, it will continuously create a new job, and we will get this message because we have mentioned here like every minute I want to run this job. So generally what we do in real time, we don't specify every minute. Actually we schedule it for like daily at this particular time, or maybe hourly, like that we define. So it will basically every minute, because there is no point of to use every minute we want to run something. Generally we use hourly or maybe daily. Okay, now let me do one thing. Let me get kubectl get jobs. Okay, kubectl get jobs. So now we can see 2 jobs completed, 1 and 1. And here we have mentioned what, one more thing. let's keep two last successful jobs. So these are the two last successful jobs. If you can see number 518 and 519. So that's why we are getting a history of last two successful job. And if we will wait a couple of minutes more, then maybe we will see a new numbers here. So if I'll rerun it, so still we are getting 518 and 519. Let's wait at least a minute and we will see another job which will be a latest, because we have mentioned last two successful job, we want to keep it. Okay, so here you can see this 520 is running. Once it is completed, we will not see 518 because of this particular parameter, successful job history limit 2. Okay, so now you can see the now we are getting 519 and 520 only, because last two, this is the latest two job successful job history. Okay, so that's how basically we can use a cron job in our real-time scenario, like for any purpose. It could be logs cleanup or maybe DB backup or any other task which you want to execute inside a Kubernetes cluster. Let me go back to my GitHub repository. Let's verify in case if I missed something, because everything, all the steps basically I have mentioned in this readme file. Okay, you can also check the CronJob status from this command, so that I missed. So let me clear the screen first. So this is what we have specified. This is the name of our job. This is the scheduled, like every 1 minute. And time zone we have not specified, but if you want, you can specify the time zone as well in this configuration. And active one last schedule 9 seconds ago, and age we can see 4 minutes 43 seconds. So all the history you can see here as well. So let me see if I another thing. So jobs we have already verified, pods we have verified, pod logs also we have verified, and history also we have verified, like kubectl get job. So maybe now we will not able to see 519. So let me quickly check. So you can see now we are able to see 520 and 521, because it is running continuously every 1 minute based on our configuration which we have specified here. So I hope it's clear how basically a CronJobs works. So actually CronJobs are a schedulers which schedule the job at the particular time which we have mentioned or defined in our configuration file. So that's all for today. See you in next video. Thank you so much.